Hey, this is Matt from Coastal Compass, and today I'm coming to you from Sandals Royal Bahamian in Nassau, Bahamas. And I'm going to be giving you a full tour of the resort and everything that it has to offer. If you like what you see, please smash that subscribe button, and we'll be bringing you more weekly. Additionally, if you want to book at Sandals and you're having trouble deciding a room, reach out to us at cctravelcompany.com and click Contact Us. We'll reach out to you shortly. And on top of that, even if you have booked already, you still qualify for our free concierge services. We'll help you plan the trip to make sure you get the most out of your Sandals experience. All right, let's go and explore Sandals Royal Bahamian. One thing about Sandals is they actually include transfers from the airport to the resort, and this is the front of the resort where they'll drop you off. Before we head in, the resort shop is actually at the front over here to the left. The resort shop here is a little bigger than others I've seen at other Sandals resorts, and it's actually two-story. They'll have everything you possibly need here in case you forget something at home, but just keep in mind it's going to cost you extra. We spent about $60 on 2 bottles of sunscreen last time we forgot it at home. They'll also have all types of Sandals clothes and hats that you can pick up as souvenirs. Heading in from the front is where you'll first be greeted at drop-off, and to the left is the main lobby. This is where you'll check in and out if you are staying in the luxury category of accommodations, which basically means that you're not club level or butler. They'll have some snacks in here for you as you hang out and wait. Heading further in, you have this small courtyard that splits off into different directions with a massive fountain. If you head to the building on the right, that's the East Bay building. Right on the right side of the entrance, you'll find the Butler Elite Lounge, which is where you'll go if you are staying in a butler level accommodation. If you're checking in at club level, you'll go to the same building but head straight into the lobby from the main entrance, and across that lobby, you'll see the club lounge. Personally, this level of accommodation is my favorite. We love having the extra help with reservations and a nicer spot to check in and out. While we're here, this building is a section of the resort known as the East Bay Village. You can see a shot of the main building right here beside the main pool. There's several different styles of room accommodations in this building, but my favorite at the resort are the swim-up rooms on the side of this building that face out to the beach. The gym is also located on the top floor of this building. Also on the side, there's a somewhat hidden staircase that takes you down to the Red Lane Spa. This is the place to book couples massages and other packages. We always try to do this on the first day to get relaxed. Heading in from the side entrance by the pool, you'll find another lobby. On the right side, you'll see a billiard room where you can bring drinks and play pool. Across the hall from there, you'll find the piano bar. Although it can be quiet during the day, you'll actually find it more lively at night as they'll have a professional piano player come and do sing-alongs by the bar. If you go back to the fountain in the courtyard up front and hang a left instead of a right, you'll head into the section of the resort known as the Island Village. The first thing you're going to see on the right are 2 shops. There's Island Routes, which books and manages all of your off-site excursions while staying at the resort. And next door is Epic. While you're staying here, you'll see photographers at different points catching special pictures of you. You can come here if you decide to buy any of those packages of pictures. Heading around the corner is the Wedding Lounge. Every time we stay at Sandals, we actually see several weddings. It's a great spot to get married. The wedding lounge is where you'll come once you arrive to talk through the ceremony and make all the final arrangements. Island Village is actually a more secluded and quiet section of the resort which houses these condo-like buildings. So it's a great place to look if you want a more secluded experience. They have different levels of accommodations, and here you can see the front of one of them. Heading around, you'll see one of the courtyards as they are setting up for a wedding. This is one of the main spots on the resort that they will host weddings for guests. Going further, the path actually wraps around a large area with several of these smaller buildings, and on the other side you'll see what's called the quiet pool, which typically doesn't have much music blasting and there's less traffic. If you follow the whole loop around, you'll head out into the main pool area where you'll see the East Bay building on the right. Heading across the resort, we're going to look at the third and last area where you can stay, which is the West Bay Village. The West Bay building is on the far end of the resort, past the restaurants and right next to the West Bay pool. Like the East Bay building, it houses several different styles of accommodations. However, many of them have good views of the ocean. As you can see, the balconies are all slightly angled. The main lobby entrance is closer to the beach and looks just as elegant as the other buildings. And before we move on, our favorite of the accommodations in this building are going to be, again, the swim-up rooms that sprawl across the first floor. Let's move on to the restaurants. Sandals Royal Bahamian has 10 restaurants you can dine at and 2 food trucks, which are all included in your stay. We're going to look at the first 8 of the restaurants that are located on one strand across the resort, then we'll look at the last 2 on the dock and the private island later on our tour. First up is Canoe. Canoe is going to be located by the East Bay pool and faces out into the pool area. This is going to be the breakfast buffet in the morning and a light a la carte menu for lunch. We love being able to grab a quick salad and eating out on the patio on pool days. Next is the Calico Cafe, which sits above the other side of the East Bay pool. This is a lunchtime only spot where you can grab traditional fare like fish, salads, nachos, and burgers. The views from this restaurant make it a great spot to look out over the beach and the ocean. Going from the East Bay pool, you'll follow this passage towards the other restaurants where you'll see La Plume and Butch's Island Chop House on the left. La Plume is the resort's French restaurant. This place is a favorite of mine because it's air-conditioned and yet still has a great view of the East Bay pool area. At breakfast, you'll find an assortment of French dishes mixed with traditional things like eggs and pancakes, and if you come for dinner, you'll have many more French options. Butch's Chop House is next door, which is the resort's steakhouse. Many of my clients always ask to make sure that I find them a Sandals with a Butch's on site, as it's their favorite spot. We only have a short view of the restaurant while they are closed, as this spot is only open for dinner, but you can see it's a very elegant spot. Going around the corner, you're going to find the pub, the Queen's Pearl. Again, it doesn't look lively right now because they're only open for dinner and late snacks in the middle of the night, but it's a great spot. Every time we stay at a Sandals, I try to get at least one night dining at the pub. I love the traditional pub food and sampling all the different beers and cocktails. Going a little bit further, the next building houses 2 restaurants. The first is the Soy Sushi Bar. My wife is a big fan of the sushi restaurants at all the Sandals, and she raved about them on our last Sandals trip. Next door is Kimonos, which is a large hibachi grill style restaurant where the chefs will entertain you with tricks while they cook your food. This is a great spot if you're up for mingling with others as you eat, and especially if you're visiting with a group of friends. Next door by the West Bay building is Tesoro, the Italian restaurant. Tesoro is open quite a bit. They host another breakfast buffet for this side of the resort. At lunchtime, they mainly serve a wide variety of pizzas with a couple of side options available. At dinner, they have a full menu of Italian options. Last, the food trucks are located next to the West Bay pool. You'll find 2 of them here. Coco Queen has a small snack menu with things like fish tacos and pulled pork sandwiches. Sweets and Tings serves coffee and crepes. My personal favorite here is the Caribbean coffee with the rum cream. Let's take a look at the 2 main pools and the Coconut Grove area now. The East Bay pool is our favorite spot to lounge. It's larger and more elegant than the quiet pool, but it's still not very rowdy as you can see. We like taking naps, reading, and grabbing drinks from the swim-up bar on lazy days. On the other side of the pool is a small area where you can sit with your feet in the water if you only want to get partially immersed. Over on the other side is the West Bay pool. This pool is a little bit more livelier and closer to the beach. When we visited, we typically saw a lot more people out on this side. There was music playing and typically a volleyball net that was up. We've also got a swim-up bar on the back end of this pool too. Situated near the beach and between the 2 pools, you're going to find most of the land sports on this small beach area. You'll see the DJ booth where he comes out to play some music during the day, and this is also the spot where you'll see a lot of the nightly entertainment. We're going to head now to the 2 beach areas. The beach on the left side feels a lot more open. You can see there's a roped off swimming area, and to your left you'll find the Aqua Center. This is where you're going to be able to do all the water sports, snorkeling, scuba diving, sailing, and so much more, which is all included in your stay. There's also a few spots to lay out in the sun. Crossing over the pier, you're going to find the east side of the beach, which is a lot wider and has a ton more spaces to stretch out on a beach chair. They also have these cabanas that can be reserved for massages, and you can swim on this side also. The water is confined to these 2 cove areas. We're going to head now to the dock for the private island. Before we hop on the boat and ride over, I have to mention Gordon's Pier restaurant, which sits out on the end of the dock. It's a dinner-only seafood restaurant, and you can see it boasts beautiful views of the ocean. The boat comes and leaves for the private island only at certain times, so you'll have to make sure you check out the schedule so you can plan ahead. Once you hop on, it's only a mile away, so it's a pretty short trip. You can see the island is a small paradise, and it's never been crowded when we visited at all. The first thing you're going to see is the island bar on the left, and on the right is a small pool area if that's more of your vibe while you're visiting the island. Then going a little bit further is the Aurelia House, which is for lunch only and serves Caribbean food. My favorite thing about this restaurant is eating on the far side because those seats have a great view of the beach. On the other side of the restaurant is a spread out beach area that's a lot more quiet. If you follow the path further down, you'll see several more great beach spots that are secluded and have gazebos. I'm told one of these spots is also used for weddings. That's it for Sandals Royal Bahamian. You've seen the entire resort now. Again, if you want to book a room, you can use the affiliate link in the show notes to book yourself if you'd like. That would really help us out. If you'd like more personalized help, our services are totally free. You can reach us by going to CC Travel Company and clicking Contact Us. And last, if you've already booked, we can still help. If you haven't paid in full, you should still qualify for our services. Click the contact link on our website and we'll reach out.